How's everybody doing, folks? You know, do you ever have a day when you wake up? Today I woke up at 6:15. Didn't I didn't get showered and dressed until 10. Then I went out and picked up something at the store, come back home. I'm not tired, but I'm just very you ever have a day you just don't want to do anything? Okay. Well, that's the kind of day I'm having today. Let's get some people here before we get into the subject today. Okay. We're going to talk about gambling and what it's doing to our youth and our seniors. There's both sides. That's not one. I want to thank you for coming in here and know to subscribe and like. Okay. I appreciate that there. There's Mandy. Give Mandy a hand, folks. Mandy must be having the same kind of day I am. Boy, I just feel lazy. But you know what I think it is? I went to this dinner party Saturday. Let me share this with you if you don't mind. Okay, I went to a dinner party Saturday. Old friend of mine is a lawyer for Universal Records. And his girlfriend was there, a very nice gal, Yasina. Her name is. You'll see her on Instagram, all across social media network. If you need a car, she's the gal to call. You don't have to leave your home, and she'll get the car you want, everything delivered right to you. But anyways, she did a beautiful post with me and her, with her holding my book. I posted it here on YouTube. You can see it. It's on the short. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I had no problems any place. No problems with this post. See, she used a little clip from the movie Goodfellas in there. Okay. Uh, that how I grew up wanting to be a gangster. All right. No problem any place except TikTok. You can't believe the problem I'm having on TikTok. I think they're shadow banning me there. We no longer have freedom of speech on TikTok. Folks, I got 85,000 subscribers there. I got it all when it was owned by the Chinese. I'm not growing at all. I used to get 4 or 5,000 likes over on TikTok. I'm lucky to get 200 now. Okay? Since Trump's friends purchased it. Trump and his friends, should I say, because they made billions of dollars on the deal. But, we're not going to talk about Trump today, are we? Oh, I got a lot to talk about him because I'm going to talk to you about $1.2 billion and what they want to do with it. All right. But I'll save that for tomorrow. Gambling. Folks, I began gambling at a very early age. You can read about it in my book. Okay. Now, I'll tell you how early it was. I was a newspaper delivery boy. That's when I started gambling. That's when I learned gambling's for suckers. Because I was losing. I was a little kid. We used to go in the cellar of a store, a friend of mine owned. All right. And I would play cards with the older guys. And then I had to go on. I got to get the money. I kept losing. Finally, I stopped. But then again, okay, in the 60s, I started going to Las Vegas. And I love blackjack. Okay, I'm a blackjack player, and I learned how to play blackjack, uh, very well. Agent Orange, thank you. Great cornhole, bring the great prog. Uh, North Dakota, we got some about zigzag. How are you? I got people from North Dakota. Okay. We got people from Russia. We get people from all over the world here, folks. So, folks, why aren't you hitting that like button? Why do I have to ask for it? Okay. You should know enough to hit that. Okay. Minnesota. Huh? Thank you, Mandy. No trolls. You know, social media, these people that own these platforms, they could stop me from posting. They could shadow ban me and you and everybody else, but they can't get rid of the trolls. Who even and makes up these trolls? Okay? Who makes them up? Where do they come from? You know that over 51% of the profiles across social media are fakes, are trolls. And they won't do nothing to get rid of them. Because if they got rid of them, they get rid of half their business. Okay? You understand that, right? Huh? Wyatt Schaefer, Minnesota, too. Mm. All right. Thank you for the jokes. Thank you for everything else. All right. Now, let's talk about what gambling doing since it's been approved. It was approved in 2018. Let's talk. Let's take Gen Z first. We got any Gen Z people in here? Okay. Let me know if there's any Gen Z here, and let me know if you're a senior. Okay. Leave me a comment, folks. Okay. Gen Z faces severe gambling problems driven by the explosive growth of online sports betting, cryptocurrency, and mobile gaming mechanics. Experts identify young adults and teenagers, particularly young men, are the highest risk for gambling addiction. The surging gambling problem among Gen Z is fueled by several specific factors. Digital accessibility. Hey, folks, I remember when gambling was illegal. No, it's not. I bet you probably got a casino somewhere near where you live. Okay. The dinner party was great. Thank you for asking. Okay. Digital accessibility. The legalization of online sports betting in many states means betting apps are easily accessible via smartphone, allowing for 24/7 wagering and micro bets placed on individual gameplays. Video games, getaways, features like little boxes and video games act as behavioral stepping stones to real money gambling by using randomized rewards, peer pressure, and marketing. So, folks, that's the same thing that's happening. And it's such a big thing that the AARP magazine published, all right, on the headlines, all right, gambling with your future. This is seniors. Talk about seniors who worked all their life. There's Frank. How are you? Yeah, beer is everything's legal except prostitution. You know why prostitution is not legal? Because they have to figure out, the government has to figure out how they're going to make money from prostitution. It's that simple. Once they figure that out, prostitution will be legal and it'll be on every street corner. Okay? Well, it's been legal in Nevada for a long time. Now, I want to talk to you about some of my friends that were gambling addicts. But before I do, let's talk about this here. More than 75 Americans, 1 in 5, have an account with an online sports betting service. 1 in 5. Okay? So I'm willing to bet somebody here is got a gambling app and that you're gambling. Okay? Jack F. had played a slots on trips to Atlantic City with his wife for 6 years, but never had a problem gambling until he tried it online. I didn't get into it at the casino, says Jack, who's 81 years old, who asked that his full name not be used because he is in a recovery program for problem gamblers that stresses anonymity. Then he discovered the iPhone, how wonderful the iPhone is. You can sit in your living room or bathroom and gamble away. See, folks, how easy they made it for everybody to gamble? Hmm. Horse betting was part of your life, Mandy? Let me tell you about my dear friend Jimmy Conchi. You heard me talk about Jimmy Conchi before. Jimmy Conchi was the underboss of Los Angeles. A very tough guy, one of the nicest people you ever would want to meet, but you would never want to cross him. But Jimmy's nickname was Horse. Jimmy loved the horses. If you, Jimmy would, I told you, Jimmy lived with me during the week. Come up from Palm Springs. And Jimmy was always up a little bit before me and he showered. He had everything clean. He had the coffee ready when I wake up. And I would walk into the living room and there he'd be on the couch. All right. And he had the newspaper, Los Angeles Times, sports page out with the horses, all folded. His knee be going up and down like this. Can you see my knee going up and down? Okay. I we go to track today. We'll win $40,000. It was always 40,000 with him. I don't know why. Okay. And I would go, Jimmy, we're not going to fucking track. We're going to work. We got work to do. But holidays, weekends, we go to the track. We go, the area where you could eat. And Jimmy would pick the horses. He said he liked the, what the hell you call them? Where you select a few races at one time. What do they call that now? I forgot. Uh, what the hell do they call it? Oh, anyways, Jimmy would actually pick the. He was a great handicapper of horses. Okay, Parley. Thank you, there, D. Thank you. All right, and Jimmy could handicap, but his problem was by the time he got from here to the window to place the bet, he changes. and always lose. Oh my God. One time we owed a guy who tire dealer who put up money for bond. We had to pay him back 5 grand. I collected money from different individuals to pay. It was a Friday. I told Jimmy, because Jimmy's brother got the money, was on the hook for it. I said, Jimmy was leaving here. And I said, Jimmy, I want you to drive from here right to that tire dealer in Palm Springs and give him that 5 grand. You promised me. I promise you. I said, Jimmy, don't stop at the casino. Because I think it's a Yamaha casino. Okay? When you're going down to Palm Springs, all right, you pass a casino. Of course, Jimmy could not go by the casino. He stops and he loses it all. And we had to raise the money again, and I finally got the money because I promised his brother I would get it paid back. And I did. I kept my promise. Okay? There was another time that we made some money, and Jimmy was supposed to give another guy, a friend of ours, Vince, his end of the money, who lived in Palm Springs. Now, that weekend, I went down to Palm Springs. By the time I got there, Jimmy was not there. Vince is calling me. I said, Jimmy's got the money. I'll bring it to your house. And Vince is calling me. Where's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy? And next thing you know, it's freaking evening. Well, we all knew Jimmy went to horse races someplace. And sure as shit, he did. The first place he went to, he lost all the money he had. His money plus Vince's money. But he kept a couple of hundred, and he got very lucky, and then he went to, I don't know why I'm having these senior moments today. All right, trying to uh, think of things. All right, but Jimmy actually won the freaking money back. It was like 10:30 that night, and he showed up at Vince's house with the 5 grand. Unbelievable. But that's the only time I could remember. But Jimmy was the type of guy, if you were with him at the racetrack and he won 40 grand and you needed it, he'd say, here, he'd give it to you. Okay? Jimmy was funny. I swear to God. I mean, we go out to dinner and there, you know, Jimmy was a total opposite of Sonny. Jimmy would pay for a meal. Sonny never paid for nothing. Sonny Franchise, I'm talking about in New York. Okay, keep hitting that like button, folks. Thank you. So anyways, where was I? See what kind of mood I'm in today? Oh, so then another guy, John DiMatteo. Now, John DiMatteo was from New Jersey, and he was a wise guy. Uh, he was one of the best blackjack players you could imagine. He sit down at a blackjack table. He always won. We went on a cruise after I made a score. All right, it took about 6 months, but I made 300 grand. I had John in on the deal with me. It's all in my book too. You can read about it. All right, and we made 150 grand each. Now, anytime I made a score, the first thing I always did was get on a plane, go back see my children, and boom, take care of each one of my children. All right? And my mother. Huh? Alfie, you keep asking the same question. It wasn't Michael who testified, it was his brother John. Huh? Michael is a captain. Michael was a captain. Was a captain. Was a captain. All right? We really want to talk about Michael Franche. Okay? I could talk about Michael Franche more than anybody across YouTube. I was like this with his father for 50 years. I could say so many things. Jerry Zimmerman had a box of information that ended up with me before Jerry passed away. But folks, I'm not out to slander nobody. I don't do that. Maybe I do say things about the president or a political system that I don't like. That's my right because we have freedom of speech. No, Michael's still alive and everybody is dead. I'm not dead. There's still a lot of people that are not dead. Okay, Frank. Let's go back to John DeMatti. I fly to New York. I get in my daughter's, and I get a phone call from John. And he said, "You dirty son of a bitch, it's all your fault." I said, "Oh, my fault? What the hell did I do? If you didn't leave," I said, "don't tell me you lost all that money." He lost it all. Folks, 150,000 I'm talking about. And he was having his kids come from New Jersey to visit him and had arranged to take him to Disneyland. He had no money. So I told him by this time I was back. I said, "Put your kids in the car, drive over to my place." He did. I went downstairs. He had his kids in the car. I gave him $1,000 so that he could take his kids to Disneyland and have a good time. We do those kind of things. Okay. Another time, John and I were at Frankie. It was a Tuesday night, and he wanted to go gambling. Now we got a casino down here south of us. Okay, we're stuck at 31 likes, folks. I know you could do better than that there. All right, the more likes I get, the more I'll talk. All right, and the more stories that I'll tell you. But if I don't see that thing moving, I'm going to be leaving. All right. So come on, let's hit that like button. I guess everybody's having a slow day. People come in, they leave. All right. 3 second span, 3 second attention that people got. Okay. I don't even know why I'm on social media anymore, folks. I'm getting tired of it. I got to be honest. Okay. So he borrows 5 grand from somebody. Huh? Uh, I speak to Joey Merlino. No, Joe, you're mistaken. Michael Franchise with Johnny Franchise. Okay. Did Michael talk about me to the feds? Yes, he did. Okay. Yes, he did. Did he testify in court? No. but he talked to the feds about me. You can bet your boots on that there. Huh? So, anyways, we go down this casino, 5 grand, and they play Pai Gow. It's a Chinese card game. And John's got $50,000 in his mind. He's going to make 50 grand tonight. And we went to the higher end. There's a table you celebrate a higher end player. And I'm standing there and I'm watching the card one, and he's winning. John is winning. And then when he got to 40,000, I see the cards are changing. I said, John, quit now. Forget the 50. Quit at 40. And he gets on the table. Oh, 50,000, 50,000. Folks, he lost the 40,000, almost all of it, except for $250. $250. We walk down the steps, and now they got the other game. He sits down. He brings that $250 to 16,000, and he won't quit. He had 50 in his head. I tell him, John, quit. We paid a guy his 5 grand back. We got 11,000 to chop up. Huh? He didn't do it. He lost every single penny. By the time we left that casino, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. He didn't even have money because we went in his car. He didn't have money to pay the valet for the car. I had to pay for that. So those are what you call degenerate gamblers. And I wanted to share those stories with you here today. All right, Ricky. Yeah, I'm an old timer, folks. Yep, I'm an old timer, but I'm still alive. Okay, why is the good Lord keeping me here on this earth? For what? I don't know anymore. But folks, I know the more you hit that like button, the more I stick around. Simple as that. Huh? A gang member? I don't belong to no gang. Okay? What do you mean by a gang member? Yeah, John won sometimes. He would win. Oh, folks, one time we had a card club over on La Cienega Boulevard. He was playing with some Russians. I get the call, 3 a.m. in the morning. He said, you got to come. Bring your baby with you. Now, do you all know when somebody says, bring your baby with you, with our talk, what we meant? All right, come on, folks. All right, let's get me to 50 likes here. Okay, you couldn't do it tomorrow. Let's see if you could do it today. So keep hitting that like button. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. All right, baby. So, of course, I was ready. I go there, okay, and he's arguing with these Russian guys. I got my baby. I handled the problem, and he ended up owing them a lot of money. Samoa, Loma. Oh my God, you're from Samoa. My God, we get people from all over the world. Uh, I feel so happy. All right, thank you for coming. I hope you subscribed. Okay. Ah, hey, we got me to 40. Come on. 10 more likes, folks. Let's do it. Okay. I know what he mean. You know what I mean, Ducky Ricky? Losing is a sickness. You know, I told you I was a blackjack player. I can go to Vegas at X number of dollars that I would lose. If I lost that, that was it. I would quit. But it was a friend of mine who was a pit boss at the Las Vegas Hilton that taught me how to play blackjack. And you know how I used to play? I'd be there, $50, $100 bets. I'd be drinking and looking at every girl walking down the aisle. All right? I wasn't paying no attention to the card. And he tapped me on the shoulder one day. He said, "Quit gambling. I'm taking my break. I got to talk to you." And we went and we had a talk at the dealer's room. He said, "Look, it's your money. I don't give a shit what you do with your money," he said. He says, "But you're just throwing it away." He said, "Why do you even gamble?" He said, "You're sitting there drinking and chasing every fucking girl that walks by." Folks, I can't help it. I love women. What are you going to do? That's my addiction. All right? And he taught me how to play from the beginning, from when you go to the blackjack table. If you go, you know how they got the blackjack table, okay? And you see a dealer standing by himself. He's there for a reason by himself. And what you do is you go up and with a $5 chip and you put it on the line. See, when you put money on the line, it means you're playing for the dealer too. And you say, "Would you bet that?" And if he said yes, I would sit down and play. If he said no, that's his way of telling me I'm too hot today. That's why there's nobody at the table. You understand what I'm saying? All right. We got a blackjack play here. Why does my username have what? Billy Rib. Huh? Not a lot of comments here today, folks. Come on, we're at 44 likes. 44. 6 more is all we need, folks. Can you hit that like button? All right, we got 17 people here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Did anybody subscribe today? Because, folks, I want to tell you something. Okay? Subscribe, put your notifications on. Because tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about how our Department of Justice wants $1.2 billion to pay Donald Trump and his cronies money for what the Democrats did, for what he's doing the exact same thing that the Democrat did. Okay? So if this happens, we're going to be in shit trouble in this country. We're already in shit trouble. But, all right. Come on, 3 more likes, folks. Let's hit that like button. Okay? 3 more. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, it was in 2018 when a Supreme Court decision that opened the door for legalized sports betting. Somebody said it's legalized prostitution. Well, in a way, folks, look at in every corner you go, you got these massage parlors. Okay, and you know, 9 out of 10 of them, it's all prostitution. Okay, guys go in, get a happy ending, right? Thank you there, number 50. Who are you? All right, who are you? Number 50. Give me your name. Thank you so much. Okay, we got the 50. You know, they changed the algorithms on YouTube. They changed all over the place. But they really did. I don't know what they did. You folks notice now that when you go to watch something, instead of one commercial, they play two commercials and maybe three. Have you noticed that there? And subscribers, uh, people, views, okay? People who used to get 1 million views are getting like 500,000 now. I mean, I'd be thrilled to get 500,000 views. I'd be thrilled to get 5,000 views. Okay? But they changed the algorithm, and a lot of content creators are complaining. So I don't know how they pay, because I certainly don't get paid. All right? I don't make any money. Oh, you know what? TikTok, I'm serious. Okay? I should post it. You know how much I made on TikTok, folks? Okay? Sit down, you. You're not going to believe this number. All right? I'm dead serious, too. I ain't bullshitting. 0.1 cent. Yeah, that's how much. I just got it today from TikTok. 0.1 cent. 85,000 subscribers. What the freak? And then you know what TikTok is doing? Folks, the subscribers I got, of course, at least I could say they're organic. I didn't buy none of them. Okay? You could buy subscribers, followers, likes, and all that stuff. I don't do that. TikTok now themselves are selling. All right? Give us $61 and we'll get you 61,000 views. What? So I got to pay them to put me in their algorithm where I should be there anyway. Okay? YouTube don't ask me to pay them. Instagram, Facebook, they don't ask me, but TikTok does. So I'm going to tell all my people on TikTok, if they want to see me, the only place they can see me is over here on YouTube. Because I'm going to have to get out there, folks, and dedicate more time over here. So I want to thank you all for coming in today. All right, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. All right. All my love and respect to you all. Take care.